Hey everybody, I'm Cassandra. I'm a writing coach at Prompt, and today I'm going to be recommending college essay topics for Harry Potter characters. First, a little bit about who we are at Prompt. We're the college essay experts. Our mission is to make students better writers and to help you write better college essays in less time. We've reviewed over 150,000 college essays, and we've helped students get into every top 50 school. Today, I'm going to use Harry Potter characters to dispel some common essay myths and mistakes. See what I did there? I'll suggest topics Harry, Hermione, and Ron could write about if they were applying to college to help you understand how to write a successful personal statement. For those of you who are new to the college admissions process, or maybe you applied a while ago, the personal statement is an essay of about 650 words that's about you and your experiences. In the US, students typically write one personal statement that they'll submit to all or most of their schools using one application. Many schools do require additional supplemental essays, but today we're going to focus on the big one, and I'll cover those shorter essays in future videos. Now let's imagine that Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley were applying to college. I'll start with Harry. Now I imagine he might be tempted to tell his life story, or even to focus on his childhood. And there's a lot of memorable information there, with the lightning scar and Voldemort losing his parents, being stuffed under the cupboard, and even his journey to Hogwarts in his early years there. But the problem is, all of that happened before he was 12 years old. And college admissions readers want to learn about who you are now so they can get a sense of the person who will be walking onto campus. The other thing I'd encourage Harry to think about is that college admissions readers are much more interested in what you've done than in what happened to you. So while all of those childhood experiences were both difficult and impactful, the college admissions reader will be much more interested in what you've done as a result of the circumstances you faced. Because of all those considerations, I would encourage Harry to think about experiences that happened in probably the last 3 books or so, just like I would encourage students to focus on experiences that happened in high school or in the couple of years before their applications. So if we're looking at the last 3 books, I would encourage Harry to consider writing about leading Dumbledore's army, the DA. That happens in book 5, The Order of the Phoenix. And that could be a really nice main experience to write about because it shows initiative. Harry identified a lack of quality defense against the dark arts education, and then he enacted a solution, using the room of requirement and his own expertise to give his fellow students the training they needed. This experience also demonstrates leadership, contribution to his community, and it lends itself to some really nice imagery. I'm imagining that scene with the Patronuses, which could make for a really compelling opening hook for the essay. I also like this experience because it could allow him to explore the ways he grew as a result of it. So I might ask Harry to consider, what did he learn about problem solving or working with others that ultimately helped him in his quest to find the Horcruxes in book 7? To recap, I'm encouraging Harry to focus on recent experiences that allow him to demonstrate his strongest traits and ideally reflect on his growth. Let's move on to Hermione. Now she might be tempted to write about her book smarts, her exemplary OWL scores, her top of the class status. And while I agree that intellectual curiosity is definitely her strongest trait, and she should try to demonstrate it in her college essay, we see quite a few essays about how students work hard to get good grades or use their intellectual curiosity to succeed in school. And keep in mind that your reader will already have access to your academic transcript, so you don't want to repeat anything that they could find elsewhere. I want to help Hermione set herself apart from other candidates, and I think she has the opportunity to develop a more unexpected insight. My advice would be to take that same trait, intellectual curiosity, and to think about how she's used it in more creative ways. In just the last book alone, her bank of knowledge allows her to bewitch the purse so she can have all of their essentials ready at a moment's notice, to recognize the Deathly Hallows in a bunch of different places as a result of reading wizarding literature.
She uses a charm to transform Harry's face so he's protected and hidden from a group of snatchers. She remembers details of Ariana Dumbledore and Sirius Black's history, which allows her to piece together different details.
She could start by describing her research process. She seems to be familiar with a combination of wizarding history and a variety of spells and charms, so the reader will be interested to know about her process for learning independently. Then she could reflect on what that preparation allows her to accomplish outside of the classroom. So for Hermione, I'm encouraging her to avoid common themes and expected insights in her writing by finding unique connections between her traits and experiences. Lastly, let's talk about Ron. Now, Ron would probably have the hardest time writing this essay, and we've known him to ask Hermione to write essays for him in the past, so he probably doesn't consider himself to be the strongest writer, and he's not the best student. The good news for Ron and for other students who can relate is that you don't have to be a fantastic writer to write a fantastic college essay. And the idea that college essays have to be creative and sophisticated is a total myth. The reader will be much more interested in the quality of your thought than in the quality of your writing or in an advanced formal vocabulary. They want to get to know you, and Ron has plenty of strong character traits and experiences to pull from. Ron might write about his drive and how that's helped him in multiple areas of his life. He is involved in multiple quests and battles with his friends, and the reader will be interested to know, how did he stay motivated, for example, to follow Harry to the Department of Mysteries after he was captured and nearly tortured by Professor Umbridge? And while it's best to avoid writing an entire essay about sports and drive, since that tends to be a pretty overused combination, Ron could definitely bring up Quidditch as an example. Harry was a naturally born Quidditch star, but Ron had to work to make the team. So the reader will be interested to know what strategies he developed and how he kept himself motivated. So Ron, don't ask Hermione to write some elaborate essay for you. Focus on presenting a few examples that demonstrate your strongest traits in your own voice. And those are the college essay topics I'd recommend for Harry Potter characters. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of my recommendations, and let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to suggest topics for any other characters in the Wizarding world, or for any of your other favorite characters from books or movies. Thanks for watching!